This is your USMNT Abroad weekly update from August 23rd to August 29th of 2021. Hi, if you're new here, welcome to Attack from TV. Today we have another episode of USMNT Abroad, the series where every Monday we update you on how all, if not most, USMNT players abroad did in the previous week or weekend. We start by talking about the transfer rumors, then we go through the performances of the players by position. But look, some of you suggested on doing it based on league. Maybe we can restructure it. It's a little complicated. I can't do it right now. But if you guys want to and request in the comment section, maybe we can restructure the episode by league. So we'll do Premier League players, Bundesliga, Austrian League, whatever it is. Serie A, we'll keep going through all. Alright? But with all that said, guys, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoy. Don't forget to comment the rating of all the players you watch from 1 to 10, 1 being horrible, 5 being average, 10 being perfect. That's what I'll be doing throughout the video. With all that said, before you hit the like button, before we roll the intro, don't forget we have the USMNT coverage of all the games, preview, post-match, live streams throughout the game here at the channel for the World Cup qualifying. Don't miss out on that, so subscribe. Let's play the intro. Okay, so transfer updates, and at the time of this recording, for Cameron Carter-Vickers, I got nothing. Now for Eric Palmer-Brown at the time of this recording is rumored to go into Troyes at League One. If confirmed, it's a good move. I have yet to see an official announcement from the club or from Manchester City. So as of now, Eric Palmer-Brown is still with the Manchester City U23s, but that can change very soon as the transfer window does close this week. Quick update that came out this morning. Dike could be heading to Fenerbahce at the Turkish league. I personally think that would be a great move. Nothing confirmed, just rumors from the Turkish media, along with the fact that one Turkish reporter did say 2 or 3 days ago that their next striker will be from the United States. So it all links up. It could happen. By the time you're watching this, maybe it's already confirmed or denied. I just need a report on this rumor. Dike could be heading to Fenerbahce. Now let's go to the performance updates. First one is Christian Pulisic, and there's no update on him as of now. He wasn't available for Chelsea. He's still recovering. He should be okay for the US men's national team camp. Maybe not the first game against El Salvador, but he should be good for the game against Canada. We'll keep everyone posted to the channel. We're going to do a preview for that game as well. Now let's go to second player, and this player actually played. So let's talk about Weston Mckennie from Juventus. On Saturday, Weston Mckennie started for Juve as an attacking midfielder, little out of his position. He played just 45 minutes at their 1-0 loss to Empoli. This is very odd. Attacking mid just doesn't seem like you want to get the best out of Weston. He only had 15 touches in 45 minutes, which is very low, just not good. But it's just the first game. It's unclear if his collision with Bandinelli in the first half played a role on him leaving at halftime, but I don't know. It's just weird seeing him play as an attacking midfielder. It seems like Allegri's almost setting him up for fail. Let's hope he isn't. And let's hope Weston picks up good form during the USMNT camp right now in World Cup qualifying. Okay, now Gio Reyna from Borussia Dortmund. On Friday, Gio Reyna started for Dortmund and played 64 minutes at their 3-2 victory over Hoffenheim. Reyna scored a goal at the 49th minute, had 61 touches, 86% passing accuracy, could have done a better job on the ground duels where he only won 3 out of 11, unfortunately. Gio Reyna has also become the youngest player in Bundesliga history to hit 50 Bundesliga appearances. And look, this is not for a lower table team. It's for Borussia Dortmund. So that's an amazing stat from Gio Reyna, one of our top prospects, if not the highest ceiling we have. For this game that I watched, I give Gio Reyna a 7 out of 10. He had an above average game, scored a goal, played well, could have done better, but a good game from Gio Reyna, getting ready in good form for the US men's national team camp. Now Serginho Dest from Barcelona. On Sunday, Dest came off the bench at the 63rd minute for Barcelona at their 2-1 win over Getafe. Emerson started at the right back, was one of the players that was blamed for one of the goals, so he probably didn't have a good game. One thing to point out as well was JJ Macias, the 03 prospect, did come in late in the game along with Dest for Getafe. So it's good that Dest got some minutes, so he rested. Didn't play a full match, so he rested for the World Cup qualifying. Apparently, Dest also had a great game for the minutes he had, and Emerson didn't have that great of a game. So that's good. The right back continues to be Serginho Dest's position to lose. Now, I didn't watch this game, so I can't give him a rating. All right, now we're at Tyler Adams and John Brooks, or CONCACAF Brooks. On Sunday, Adams and Brooks started against each other, and Brooks got the win for this one. Wolfsburg got the 1-0 win against Leipzig and continued their strong start of the season. They are the only team to win the first 3 matches in Bundesliga this season. Not even Bayern did that. Adams played 86 minutes, looked a little off at times, and did not get a lot of touches, just 52. Fairly low passing accuracy as well. For this game, I'm going to give Tyler Adams a 4 out of 10. He can definitely do better than what we saw. It looked a little out of position, didn't know when to press. I didn't like what I saw from Adams. 4 out of 10, which is a below average performance. Now, John Brooks was rock solid, another clean sheet. This team does know how to play Brooks as well, as they don't leave him in isolation very often. They know how to use their players to the best. Plus, we saw CONCACAF Brooks in action, putting Andre Silva to sleep, talking trash, physicality. That's what we love to see. Strong performance plus the CONCACAF moment. I'm giving John Brooks an 8 out of 10. Great performance by Brooks once again, and by Wolfsburg that they lead the Bundesliga. Now we're going to go by positions, and we're going to start the goalkeepers. And guys, look, if you haven't already, hit the like button. It really helps the channel very much. It's the best way to support more people to find us. And comment down below your ratings. If you're having fun, I do read through the ratings, and I comment through a few. And it helps the channel as well. Let's go to Zach Steffen, which, again, he was on the bench the whole time. Ederson kept playing. But let's talk about Ethan Horvath from Nottingham Forest. On Tuesday, Ethan Horvath started and played a full 90 minutes for Nottingham Forest at their 4-0 loss to Wolves at the EFL Cup. Despite conceding 4 goals, Horvath had a pretty good game with 9 saves, some fairly difficult. And I know it seems like a bad game when a goalkeeper allows 4 goals, but he did just fine. None of them were his fault. It's just that the Wolves are a lot better than Nottingham Forest. Now, on Saturday, he was back on the bench for a full 90 minutes at their 1-1 draw with Derby County. And apparently, Samba wasn't bad in that game. Okay, now we've reached the center backs. Let's start with Chris Richards from Bayern Munich for now. Or maybe he'll stay. Actually, maybe he'll stay. At the time of this recording, unfortunately, he's still Bayern player and he's not playing much. On Wednesday, Chris Richards started off at the bench for Bayern at their 12-0 win over Bremer SV for the German Cup. Richards came in at halftime alongside dual national center forward Malik Tillman, German-American. We also saw Taylor Booth get some minutes in this match, coming in at the 68th minute. And guys, the game was 12-0. There's not much to talk about on this one. And Malik Tillman did have a goal. So there's not much to take out of that one. Congratulations to Taylor Booth for playing, Malik Tillman, and Chris Richards for getting 45 minutes on this 12-0 win. On Saturday, Bayern defeated Hertha Berlin 5-0 at home, and Chris Richards stayed on the bench a full 90 minutes. The transfer window is set to close this week, so we'll see if Richards will stay. Chris Richards needs minutes in top 5 leagues, not bench minutes in top clubs. All right, that's all I have to say. Let's go to the next player. Also, one quick update. Another news that came out this morning. Chris Richards apparently extended his contract with Bayern in order to get a loan to Hoffenheim. It's unclear how the deal was done because the clubs haven't announced anything, but that is likely going to happen, so keep an eye on that. At the time this recording is not confirmed, but Chris Richards seems very close to getting a loan to Hoffenheim, which is great news. Okay, Matt Miazga from Deportivo Alavés in La Liga. On Friday, Miazga started and made his debut for Deportivo Alavés at their 3-0 loss to Valencia, where Yunus Musah returned to this game. We'll talk about Yunus Musah a little later. Miazga was just not good. Just not a good debut. Had a lot of rough times, but it's okay. New club, new league, new challenge, new European country. This guy's just doing a tour throughout Europe at this point of his career, but not a good debut for Matt Miazga. Hopefully he adjusts and has a good season in La Liga. Okay, now Mark McKenzie from Genk. On Sunday, Mark McKenzie came in at the 90th minute for Genk at their 1-0 win over Anderlecht. He continues to barely get minutes for them. Yeah, coming in the 90th minute, it was probably just a waste time as they had the 1-0 lead. Didn't play at all. All right, we've reached the fullbacks, and let's start with Anthony Robinson and Tim Ream. Not that he's a fullback, but again, I covered them together because they play for the same team. On Tuesday, Tim Ream was not available due to an injury, and Robinson started off on the bench for Fulham at their 2-0 win over Birmingham at the EFL Cup. Robinson came in late in the game at the 86th minute and went on to score at the 89th. Man, this guy is just killing it right now. On Saturday, Ream and Robinson started for Fulham during the 3-0 win over Stoke. Both played a full 90 minutes, got a clean sheet, and another win at the Championship. The force is strong with this Jedi, Robinson. And well, in regards to Tim Ream, I can't wait to see him play for the US men's national team this week. I just can't wait. I really can't. Quick update on Reggie Cannon. He was not with Boavista again. I have heard that he could be heading to the UK, to some team in the UK. We'll know probably this week, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys up there. I don't want to talk a little too much. All right, now Shaq Moore, quick update on him. Tenerife had a game this week, and Shaq Moore stayed on the bench a full 90 minutes. He's not playing for them very much this season. It's weird, We'll see what's going on with Shaq. I'll be worried if without September he continues to not get minutes. Let's go to the next fullback, which is Sam Vines from Antwerp. On Thursday, Sam Vines started off the bench for Antwerp during their second leg of the Europa League pre-group stage knockout round. Vines came in at the 78th minute. The game ended 2-0 for Antwerp, which led to the penalty shootouts, and Antwerp made it to the Europa League. They went through in penalty shootouts. Sam Vines will play in the Europa League this season. This is great news. Now on Sunday, Vines started and played a full 90 minutes for Antwerp at their 2-2 draw with Leuven. Now Henry Wingo from Ferencváros. On Tuesday, Wingo started and played a full 90 minutes for Ferencváros at their 3-2 loss to Young Boys from the Swiss League. You know, PFOX team, Siabachu, for the UCL, the UEFA Champions League pre-group stage knockout round. So Young Boys advanced and Ferencváros are not going to go to the Champions League knockout rounds. Wingo scored a goal and got a yellow card in this match. All right, now Brian Reynolds. Sunday, he stayed a full 90 minutes on the bench for Roma. It's going to be very, very hard for him to get minutes with Jose Mourinho, but we'll see. I'm not very optimistic for Brian Reynolds this season. I wished he got a loan. Okay, now Joe Scally from Borussia, not Dortmund. On Sunday, Joe Scally started and played a full 90 minutes as a right back for Gladbach at their 2-1 loss to Union Berlin. Now, Scally did have an okay game, not too good, not too bad. If you add the context that he's 18 and playing in Bundesliga, then he had a very good game, but I'm not going to judge him based on that context. I'm just going to judge him based on the game, and his game was okay. So for that, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I'm going to say he had an average game. On both goals, he honestly did not have any fault of his own, but he could do a little bit of a better job of having some defensive awareness of players making runs behind him. However, besides those little issues, he was solid on defense, got a lot of touches, and I like what I saw. He did not offer much on offense, but I don't expect that from him anyway. Most of our fullbacks offer a lot on offense. Joe Scally offers more on defense, but he does need that awareness of noticing when players are running through the back, and he didn't notice that in both goals, and that's how they happened, but it's not his fault. 5 out of 10 is my rating. Also, to point out, he played as a right back, and he'll likely get more starts this season, all right? So this is good news. Okay, now DeAndre Yedlin from Galatasaray. On Monday, Yedlin stayed on the bench a full 90 minutes for Galatasaray at their 2-1 win over Hatayspor. On Thursday, he was on the bench a full 90 minutes again for Galatasaray as they made it through the Europa League group stage with a 2-1 win. Now on Sunday, he wasn't even with the team, probably had a plane to catch to meet up with Greg, Coach Lex Luthor with the US men's national team. That's why he wasn't there, but it doesn't seem like he's going to play much for Galatasaray this season. Okay, moving forward in the field to the midfielders. And let's start with Yunus Musah from Valencia, and he's back. Yunus Musah is back, and on Friday he came off the bench for Valencia at the 85th minute at their 3-1 win over Alaves, the Miazga team that I talked about earlier in the video, and it's good to see him back. Also, I know many will say Greg should have brought him in since he's healthy, but look, I know most of you agree with this. I think Greg made the right decision. This is the first 5 minutes Yunus Musah has played since he got an injury that put him on crutches. I think it's fine for Greg not to have brought Yunus for this specific camp, and hopefully he'll be good for October. No more Roldan. Now Chris Durkin. On Saturday, Durkin started and played a full 90 minutes for STVV at their 1-0 win over Cercle Bruges in the Belgium League. Okay, now Johnny Cardoso, the Brazilian-American from Internacional. On Sunday, Johnny Cardoso started for Internacional, played 60 minutes at their 0-0 draw with Atlético Goianiense, and he played as a 6 in their midfield, more as a deep line playmaker for most of the game. Now look, Johnny did not have a good game. That's why he was the first man off for Internacional, but the game was just horrible. This was a horrible game. I'm going to give Johnny a 3 out of 10, but I'm going to give this game a 1 out of 10. This is one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life from Internacional in general. So 3 out of 10 for Johnny. It wasn't a great performance from him. He needs to do better, and so does Internacional, to be fair. Okay, now Tanner Tessman and Gianluca Busio from Venezia. On Friday, Tanner Tessman stayed on the bench a full 90 minutes while Gianluca Busio played a full 90 minutes for Venezia at their 3-0 loss to Udinese. Now, I know, one of the goals resulted from Busio's turnover under pressure in the back. You know, just bad MLS habits that he's bringing to the Serie A, and he's learning very quickly you can't take that many touches under pressure. MLS, you know, things I talk about here on the channel, but let's keep going. He's 19 and it was his debut in a top league. In regards to his overall performance, he did fine. Was honestly one of Venecia's best players in the field. One thing I want to see him improve that was not good throughout this game was his tracking back on defense. As a 6 or regista, you have to do it better when you're tracking back on counters or any attack transition from the opponent. I'm going to give Busio actually a 7 out of 10 in this match. I think he had an above average performance for a very weak team on his debut. He had 98 touches, which is pretty high, 91.5 passing accuracy, won 7 out of his 13 ground duels, 3 out of 4 aerial duels. He also had the error that led to the shot that was the goal, but his overall performance to me was a 7 out of 10. I think he was one of the best players in Venezia this match. Alright, now Owen Atasawi from Club Brugge now. On Sunday, Owen Atasawi stayed on the bench for Club Brugge a full 90 minutes and, well, lucky for him because they lost 6-1, so good thing he didn't even go into this game. He just stayed on the bench the whole time. Now, two players that many have been requesting, the Argentinian Americans, Alan and Joel Sonora. Alright, the Sonora brothers that play in the Argentinian league. Alan plays for Independiente, is a center mid, a lefty, and he's 23 years old. Joel plays for Bunfield as an attacking midfielder or winger, and he's a righty. He's 24 years old. On Tuesday, Alan started and played a full 90 minutes for Independiente after 2-0 loss to Atlético Tucumán. And on Saturday, Alan started again and played 87 minutes for Independiente and scored 2 goals at their 3-0 win over Colón for the Argentinian. Okay, now Joel. On Tuesday, Joel started and played 45 minutes for Bunfield at their 1-1 draw with Patronato. And on Sunday, he stayed on the bench a full 90 minutes for Bunfield, didn't see the field. Look, I'll start following the Argentinian Americans a little more and I'll commentate on their game once I've seen more matches, alright? I didn't see the full matches for this one. I'm just starting to update you guys, but I'll make sure to do more because a lot of people have been asking about these two players. And while you're at it, guys, hit the like button. Come on. No Pedro Parker today, but hit the like button. Right now, Brenden Aaronson from RB Salzburg. On Wednesday, Brenden started and played 85 minutes for RB Salzburg at their 2-1 win over Brøndby. So RB Salzburg is now on the Champions League group stage. Brenden scored their second goal in this match. And however, he did not have a lot of touches in this match. Just 39 in 85 minutes, which is extremely low for his position, right, as a midfielder. But I didn't watch the game, so I don't know the reasoning for that. Good for him, he scored a goal and he's going to play in the Champions League. On Saturday, Brenden came off the bench at the 64th minute for RB Salzburg during their 1-0 win over Hartberg. Now, Julian Green from Fürth. On Saturday, Julian Green started and played 60 minutes for Fürth at their 3-0 loss to Mainz. I watched this game and sadly, Julian was not good this time, but neither was his team. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. He had a below average performance along with his entire team. He also only had 29 touches, so not much was done as a midfielder in this game for him, and Fürth, another loss. Now, Luca De La Torre. On Sunday, De La Torre started and went a full 90 minutes for Heracles at their 1-0 loss to NEC for the Dutch league. Last midfielder, Dwayne Holmes. On Tuesday, Holmes started and played a full 90 minutes for Huddersfield at their 2-1 loss to Everton at the EFL Cup. Now on Saturday, Holmes came off the bench at the 78th minute during Huddersfield's 4-0 win over Reading for the championship. Now we've reached the forwards, and I'm going to start with bad news. Timothy Weah got injured at practice on Saturday and he is out for 2 to 4 weeks. He won't be in the camp for the US men's national team right now in September for the first 3 World Cup qualifying games. What does this mean? This means we lose one of our best wingers. He's a great player. And 2, it means we're less likely to see Gio Reyna play central. We lost a winger, so the odds of Reyna staying at the wing are just higher. Okay, now Conrad De La Fuente. On Saturday, Conrad started and played 56 minutes, got an assist during Marseille's 3-1 win over Saint-Etienne. Conrad was not as flashy as the previous games. He was often double teamed, to be fair. He did seem as a threat every time, and regardless, he also got an assist. He drew attention from the defenders and helped up his teammates get more space. I'm going to give Conrad a 6 out of 10. He had an above average game and he got an assist, maybe even a 7, but I'm going to give him a 6 for now, so I'm not too hyped on him, even though I overhype him a lot of times, or I fairly hype him at times. This guy's a major talent. Now, on a side note, Sampaoli needs to calm down. Too agitated of a coach. Gives me anxiety throughout the game. Now, Mathew Hoppe from Schalke. On Saturday, Hoppe was back in action for Schalke off the bench at the 74th minute as they defeated 3-1 Düsseldorf at the 2nd Bundesliga. He only had 4 touches in this match, and it looks like the transfer won't happen, unfortunately. And re-signing with Schalke was a very poor decision. He could have been a free agent during the summer and signed with everyone. Now he's going to be stuck in Schalke. Hopefully, at least he starts and has a strong season in Bundesliga too. This is just very frustrating right now. But maybe he'll get a transfer this week. Now let's talk about our British dual nationals, Folarin Balogun and Alex Maitan. First, Balogun. Balogun did not play this week for Arsenal, but he did get called up for the English U21 and he did accept the call. That does not cap tie him, but look, what I think is we're only going to get this dual national if he's not good enough for England. My personal opinion, that's what I think. Now let's talk about Alex Maitan from Nottingham Forest. On Tuesday, Alex Maitan came off the bench for Nottingham Forest at the 73rd minute during their 4-0 loss to Wolves at the EFL Cup, the same match Ethan Horvath started. Now on Saturday, Maitan came off the bench at halftime for Forest during their 1-1 draw with Derby County. Mighton also got called up for an English youth team for the English U20. He also accepted the call. And with that said, I think we're also only going to get him if he's not good enough for England. That's what I think for both of these players. Now, my question is, USSF, when are we going to have a youth camp? It's been a while, right? Now, Novakovic at the Serie B, the Italian second division that many people ask about him. He's still injured, not playing, no updates on him. Now, Nicolas Giocchini. On Wednesday, Giocchini started off on the bench for Caen at their 2-0 loss to Ajaccio. Nico came into the game at the 70th minute. Now on Saturday, he started and played 76 minutes for Caen at their 0-0 draw with Nimes. Now Josh Sargent from Norwich. On Tuesday, Sargent started for Norwich and played a full 90 minutes for them during their 6-0 win over Bournemouth at the EFL Cup. Sargent got 2 goals and 1 assist for this match. On Saturday, Sargent started off on the bench for Norwich after 2-1 loss to Leicester for the Premier League. He came into the game at the 73rd minute for Pukki, and honestly, he was much better than Pukki. Much more mobile up top, created a chance for himself and almost scored. He was in limited minutes. In limited minutes, he was much better than Pukki, even though Pukki scored. But Pukki scored off a PK. He did play as a center forward as well, which many feared that he would play as a winger, but he played again as a center forward. I'm going to give Josh a 6 out of 10 in this match. In limited minutes, I think he was above average for Norwich. Okay, now Pifok from Young Boys, or Siebacho. I have to keep reminding because people still didn't get used to his name yet. On Tuesday, Pifok started and played 85 minutes for Young Boys at their 3-2 win over Ferencváros to advance to the Champions League group stage, where they will be in the same group as Manchester United. Pifok had a poor game, missed a lot of chances, and a PK as well. Now on Sunday, he bounced back and Pifok started and played 45 minutes for Young Boys at their 1-1 draw with Basel. He scored a goal for this team, and the early sub was most likely a Greg Berhalter request. No injuries were reported, and he was playing well. He almost scored 2 goals in the first half, scored 1. Maybe Greg asked him to rest him since it's on Sunday. He's probably traveling already to join camp, so that's why he left at halftime. Okay, now Haji Wright and Tyler Boyd. Yes, they faced each other this weekend. On Friday, Haji Wright and Tyler Boyd faced each other for the Turkish League. Wright won this one by a lot. Wright played a full 90 minutes while Boyd played 78. Wright also had a hat trick for Antalyaspor at their 3-2 win versus Rizespor, and Boyd didn't have an assist or a goal, nothing. Haji Wright's last goal was a PK at the 100th minute. Yes, it was a very dramatic win. Now let's talk about Emmanuel Sabi from Odense. On Sunday, Sabi started and played 78 minutes for Odense at their 2-2 draw with AFG for the Danish League. Alright guys, that does it for this episode of USMNT Abroad. If you haven't already and you made it this far in this video and you dealt with me for this long, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It really matters, as we're going to have a lot of USMNT coverage throughout this World Cup qualifying. We're going to have the previews, the post-match, 7 things we learned, live stream throughout the games. Hit the like button for this video if you enjoy this type of content. Well, now I'm going to go through a couple of names that I normally cover, but they didn't play or are injured or had no meaningful minutes this week. That is CJ Dos Santos, Chitude Odunze, Josh Cohen, Leonard Maloney, that's with the Borussia Dortmund U23s, Kik Piri, Mathew Olasunde, that's currently injured, Kik Piri as well, Richie Ledezma, that's recovering from the ACL injury and should be back this October, Sebastian Soto, that's in Porto B, Linden Gush, and Ulysses LLanez, that's playing on the Austrian second division. I want to thank you all very much for watching and for dealing with us here. Hopefully you enjoyed the update. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.